Here is the famous story of a popular Nigeria journalist Dele Giwa who was killed with a letter bomb in Lagos State, Nigeria. Oladele Giwa was born 16th of March 1947. He died on the 19th of October 1986 at the age of 39 in Ikeja, Lagos State. Cause of death: male letter bomb explosion. Nationality: Nigerian. Education: Brooklyn College, New York City. Fordham University. Occupation: journalist, editor and publisher known for Newswatch. Spouse: he first married Florence Ita Giwa in 1980s and later divorced her. He later married Olufunmilayo Olaniyan in 1984. They lived together till he was killed. He had 5 children. Dele Giwa was killed by a male letter bomb in his Lagos home on the 19th of October 1986, Lagos-ikeja. The assassination occurred 2 days after he had been interviewed by the State Security Service (SSS) officials. In an off-the-record interview with airport journalists, Lieutenant Colonel A.K. Togun, the deputy director of the State Security Service, had claimed that on the 9th of October Dele Giwa and Alex Ibru had organized a media parley for media executives and the newly created State Security Service. Togun claimed that it was at this meeting that the State Security Service and the media executives reached a secret censorship agreement. Under this agreement, the media was to report any story with potential to embarrass the government to the State Security Service before they tried to publish same. Giwa had been invited by the State Security Service to their headquarters for the first time on the 19th of September 1986 after writing an article in which he described the newly introduced second-tier foreign exchange market (SFEM) as God's experiment, and suggested that if SFEM failed, the people would stone their leaders in the streets. Giwa was interviewed and his statement taken by 2 State Security Service operatives. He was later taken to meet with Lieutenant Colonel Togun, the deputy director of the agency, in his office. Togun is reported to have told Giwa that he found nothing offensive in this story, as Giwa had also stated in the same story that he was hopeful that Babangida seemed determined to make SFEM work. According to Giwa's neighbor and colleague, Ray Epo, on the 16th of October 1986, Giwa had been questioned over the telephone by Colonel Halilu Akilu of the Directorate of Military Intelligence (DMI) over an allegation that Dele Giwa had been heard speaking to some people about arms importation. State Security Service officials reportedly summoned Giwa to their headquarters again on the 16th of October 1986, and on the next day Ray Epo accompanied him to the State Security Service headquarters for the interview. Lieutenant Colonel Togun accused Giwa and Newswatch of planning to write the other side of the story of Ebitu Ukiwe, who was removed as Chief of the General Staff to General Babangida. The magazine had published a cover story titled, "Power Games, Ukiwe Loses Out," in its edition of the 20th of October, which was on sale on the 13th of October 1986. Togun also accused Giwa plotting with the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, and students to carry out a socialist revolution. Giwa was also accused of saying that Newswatch would employ the suspended police public relations officer Alozia Ogugwaja. Ogugwaja claims that on the 16th of October 1986, a bomb was defused by the police bomb squad at his official residence in GRA, Ikeja, Lagos. Ogugwaja also said that he suspected that his phone might have been bugged because Giwa and Ray Epo, in one of their telephone conversations with him, had indeed promised to employ him in Newswatch if the police should dismiss him. Ray Epo also believed that their houses and phones may have been bugged because he did discuss employing Ogugwaja in Newswatch with Dele Giwa over the phone only. He said that he found 2 bugging devices in the cover of 2 books inside his study. Lieutenant Colonel Togun, while questioning Giwa, had claimed that he wasn't aware of the fact that Akilu had already questioned Giwa over the gun-running allegations the day before. This was after Giwa had brought it to his attention. Giwa reported the interrogations to his friend Prince Tony Momo, who was then the Minister of Communications. Giwa had told Momo that he feared for his life because of the weight of the accusations leveled against him. According to Ray Epo, Momo dismissed it as a joke and said the security men just wanted to rattle him. Momo promised to look into the matter. On the 18th of October 1986, Giwa also spoke to Admiral Augustus Ikomu, the Chief of General Staff, who said he was familiar with the matter and also promised to look into it. Later, on the 18th of October 1986, a day before the bombing, a staff of the DMI had phoned Giwa's house and asked for his office phone number from his wife Funmi. This same person from the DMI later called back to say he couldn't reach Giwa at the office and then put Colonel Akilu on the line. Ibru alleges that Akilu asked Giwa's wife for driving directions to the house, and when she asked him why he needed the directions, he explained that he wanted to stop by the house on his way to Kano and he wasn't very familiar with Ikeja. He also offered that the president's ADC had something for Giwa, probably an invitation. According to Ibru, this didn't come as a surprise because Giwa had received advance copies of some of the president's speeches in the past through Akilu. On the 19th of October 1986, Giwa phoned Akilu to ask why he had been calling his house the previous day. Akilu was alleged to have explained that he only wanted to tell Giwa that the matter had been resolved. Ray Ibru says Giwa replied Akilu that it wasn't over and that he had already informed his lawyer, Chief Gani Fawehinmi, to follow up on the matter. Akilu then told Giwa that there was no need for that it wasn't a matter for lawyers and that he should consider the matter resolved. About 40 minutes after the telephone conversation with Akilu, a package was delivered to Giwa's guard, the accounts of which vehicle was used to deliver the package vary. When Giwa received the package, he was with Kayode Soyinka, London bureau chief of Newswatch. The package exploded, mortally wounded Giwa and temporarily deafening Soyinka, who had excused himself to the restroom shortly before Giwa was supposed to have attempted opening the package. Giwa was rushed to the hospital where he eventually died from his wounds.